When life hits you pretty hard, you can go into a dark corner. I believe any success in life is made by going into an area with a blind, furious optimism. When I was in junior high school, the teachers voted me the student most likely to end up in the electric chair. Once in one's life, for one mortal moment, one must make a grab for immortality. If not, one has not lived. I know I'm incredibly unpredictable, and that's the only thing I'm sure of. I have great expectations for the future, because the past was highly overrated. Playing polo is like trying to play golf during an earthquake. Suddenly I've got an overwhelming desire to surround myself with the aura of classical and romantic art. If you think people are inherently good, you get rid of the police for 24 hours, see what happens. That's what Rocky is all about: pride, reputation, and not being another bum in the neighborhood. Testosterone to me is so important for a sense of well-being when you get older. I'm not right-wing, I'm not left-wing. I love my country. Jesus is the inspiration for anyone to go the distance. The body needs to rest. It needs a lot less exercise than you think. Clothing is the first step to building a character. Success is usually the culmination of controlling failure. At the end of the day, Rocky is a love story, and he could never have reached the final bell without Adrian. In a contest between me and a bulldog, you would say the bulldog is cuter. Life is more than sunglasses and hit movies. Reality, that's the main event. I take rejection as someone blowing a bugle in my ear to wake me up and get going, rather than retreat. In the movies, I kill guys with an axe. In real life, I can't control a 9-year-old girl. We're all expendable. We think the world's going to stop when a pope dies, or a king. And then, life goes on. Usually whenever you're scared of something, do it. If you're not afraid of it, don't do it. Every time I've failed, people had me out for the count, but I always come back. I tend to think of action movies as exuberant morality plays in which good triumphs over evil. Rocky represents the optimistic side of life, and Rambo represents purgatory. People think retiring is fun. Well, maybe, but if you have a certain kind of fire inside, there is no end in sight. I'm more focused and have a greater sense of challenge, because I constantly feel the weight of time. If bad decorating was a hanging offense, there'd be bodies hanging from every tree. Action is always seen as the bottom rung of thespian endeavor. That's just the way it is. You've got to show your soul, otherwise you're just a piece of equipment. Once is a man's life. For one mortal moment, he must make a grab for immortality. If not, he has not lived. If you express yourself too much, you're considered weak. Rambo isn't violent. I see Rambo as a philanthropist. I'm pretty spiritual. I believe a lot in the spirit of man. There'll never be a Rocky IV you gotta call a halt. I love art more than anything in the world except for my family. I'm not a genetically superior person. I built my body. I consider myself something of a raconteur. I have a rather audacious sense of humor. You know what I think happened? After Rocky, I was almost set up in the eyes of the media to make a flop. When I'm on a location, I pick a restaurant that's close and private and eat all my meals there. When people meet me, they're often surprised. I talk a great deal. My favorite snack would have to be Fritos, no doubt about it. Fritos and mayonnaise. I know. Really healthy, isn't it? When you're an actor, you're a slave to other people's visions. I'm not just painting for painting's sake. I want to be truthful. You have to be really loyal to the people that supported you when you were coming up. I loved Rocky and Rambo, and I'm very proud of them. A lot of guys don't want to admit that they have a propensity for generosity and for violence. When a parent loses a child, there is no greater pain. I'm perceived to be this solitary character, but nothing could be further from the truth. Just because society says I'm old doesn't mean I am. Quite often in acting, you have to play a certain part. You cannot speak as much as you want to speak. Painting is as close as a person can get to actually capturing the heat of the moment. I know I can't play funny roles in movies. I tried, and it didn't work. Voices are like fingerprints. From Cagney to Bogart, they never lost it. My voice is instrumental in categorizing me. Boxing is sort of an inevitability. We know they are going to be pounding each other. I've made a lot of career mistakes. A lot. Actually, a lot of personal ones, too. There's no one in the world close to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is a phenomenon. He's brilliant. Some actors are brilliant character guys. They submerge. Certain characters, mostly heroes, have to be the straight silent type. That is part of the makeup. You know you've been around when they start to remake your own movies when you're still alive. Movies are the work of a collective conscious. It takes 500 to 800 people on a movie to complete a vision. The world will never come together and say, "We are one." Good action films, not crap, but good action films, are really morality plays. They deal in modern, mythic culture. Sometimes I write with music on, and if I'm in a good flow, I don't even hear it. I've had a lot of operations. I'm kind of like Frank an actor.